R2, you're an astromech droid, Luke said. You have enough computing power to slice a triple key, double-blind randomizer. I think you can solve a simple substitution code. The droid buzzed in resignation, then began to whir and hum. A few moments later, the heading vanished altogether. Luke waited for it to return in legible form, then finally gave up and groaned. Don't tell me you lost the heading. R2-D2 trilled an apology. No problem, Luke said, losing his patience with the little droid's excuses. He lowered his magnet specs. I'll just fuse it to a sector that is in the directory. R2-D2 withdrew his interface arm from the data socket and whistled in protest. Then plug it back in and stop making this difficult, Luke said. Let me see what's in that sector. The droid warbled a question. This one. Luke touched the tip of his soldering filament to sector 222, and was astonished to hear a tiny female voice erupt from the droid's speaker. Anakin. Luke caught a glimmer of moving light on the workbench. He flipped up his magnaspecs, expecting to find the images of Tahiri and his dead nephew Anakin, sharing a personal moment R2-D2 had caught with his holorecorder. Instead, Luke found himself watching a beautiful, hand-sized, brown-eyed woman whom he did not recognize. She walked across the workbench, then stopped beside a snidely young man dressed as she was in night clothes. What's bothering you? She asked. The young man continued to look away from her. Nothing. Anakin, how long is it going to take for us to be honest with each other? Luke's heart rocketed into his throat. He had not immediately recognized his father. He wanted to call out to Mara, to share with Leia what he was feeling. But he was too stunned. He simply continued watching. The young man, Anakin, turned to face the woman. It was a dream. Bad? Anakin looked over her head. Like the ones I used to have about my mother, just before she died. The woman hesitated, then finally asked, And? Anakin's gaze fell. It was about you. The hologram crackled to an abrupt end, and an ominous humming arose deep inside R2-D2's internal workings.